Now, recently I realized that there's a little bit of confusion about my role at TYT, so I thought I would clarify in this week's No Filter. I was brought on to work on TYT back in 2007, and my original role on the show was to do entertainment reporting. Now, that was probably the last thing that I was qualified to talk about because, to be completely honest with you, at that time I didn't even know who Robert De Niro was because I didn't give a shit about movies. But we needed someone to talk about entertainment news because guess what? That's what brings in the money to the network. So Cenk brought me on, we would do a few stories, and boom, the videos would go viral. Now, that was my original role, and that soon evolved into something a little different. I started talking about social commentary stories. I started talking about a little bit of politics if I got lucky enough to do it in the second hour. But every once in a while, I talk about some celebrity stories. And here's the reason why I do it. Recently, we did a story about Miley Cyrus's VMA performance, and that video got 4.5 million views. We also talked about Miley Cyrus's VMA performance possibly being racist. That got 707,000 views. The video that has the most views for our network is Woman Orgasms 300 Times a Day. That has 27 million views. And the reason why is because people love that shit. They love watching it, and they pay us a significant money. YouTube pays us a significant money through ad revenue for doing those stories. The more views you get, the more ads you sell, the more money you make as a company. Now, it's important to do those stories because that's actually what kind of keeps us independent. We don't have a corporate sponsor right now, and in order to do the stories that don't get too many hits, we have to do stories that get a ton of hits. So just to give you a very simple example and a comparison, on the same day we did those Miley Cyrus videos, Cenk did a video called How the US Media is Pushing for War with Syria. That got 71,000 views. So obviously it's not going to make as much money. Look guys, it's important for us to cover these very important stories, and that's what we're really here for. But at the same time, you have to come up with a business model that works. And if you're not interested in the stories that have to do with celebrities or entertainment, the great thing about YouTube is you don't have to click on it. Now, I have to say that doing those stories isn't really fulfilling for me, which is why I'm now the host of this show, The Point, where we talk about stories like the Fukushima nuclear reactor. We talk about private prisons. We talk about the militarization of the police force. But guess what? You look at the number of views on those clips, they don't do that well. So you have to come up with a model that makes sense. And the great thing is you don't have to watch every video. You get to pick and choose what you like. And I get to do a little bit of both and enjoy my job. So I hope that clears things up for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed today's No Filter.